Hi, and welcome to Conectados, the weekly space where we connect with resources, with technology, with ideas, with neighbors, with stories, and much more. I'm your host, Cris Oviedo, and I am very happy to be with you today on our last show of the year. Conectados is a space that looks to connect us to one another and bring us together. And today we're connecting with just reflections of the last year. I do bring you our financial segment. We also have our real estate tip. Um, but today I'm going to do something different. Today is going to be a little more personable. Today I have special guest joining me in just a little bit. But we're going to start our show today by looking at some of the holidays, the national holidays that are happening in the next few days. Starting today is International Migrant Day. It's a day to reflect upon the challenges and difficulties faced by over 272 million migrants who courageously are building new lives in every corner of the world. The reality of migration is more than just starting over. Migrants travel in search of security and opportunities that will allow them to reinvent themselves. Others are escaping from discrimination and prejudice. Host societies hopefully will evolve and welcome these communities for a better tomorrow. I had the opportunity to be at retreat last night here at St. John's, and we looked at the word hope and what that is and what it means. And it's, it's knowing that we are accompanied, is knowing that we're not alone, it's knowing that there's more to come. So I hope for better days for all migrants in the world. This Friday is National Ugly Sweater Day, a day that's celebrated annually every third Friday of December. Ugly sweaters became popular in the 80s thanks to The Cosby Show, with the episode where Bill Huxtable came into the scene in an ugly yet slightly endearing sweater that he knew was completely outrageous. This tradition has evolved throughout time, and today it isn't unusual to have ugly sweater parties, contests, and more. And I'm actually going to show you right here. I am also sporting my ugly sweater today in honor of Ugly Sweater Day. December 21st is the winter solstice, the longest night and shortest day of the year. This is a day of celebration, of light, and the anticipation of spring. Is one of my most favorite days because I know that from that day on, the days are starting to get more and more light again. So I hope you take some time to reflect on December 21st and enjoy the transitions of and the beauty of life. December 21st is also National Coquito Day. Coquito is a traditional Puerto Rican holiday drink which embodies the island's warm and open spirit. Most Puerto Rican families have their own coquito recipes passed down from generation to generation. Coquito is often compared to eggnog and is enjoyed as an aperitif, as an after dinner drink, or given as a gift and shared among friends and family. Well, nobody knows the exact origins of the drink, and there is no traditional recipe per se. All versions of coquito have milk, cream of coconut, and Puerto Rican rum. So all my Puerto Rican friends out there, where can we go get that coquito? December 24th is Christmas Eve, and December 25th is Christmas Day, the day we celebrate Jesus's birthday and coming to the world. And in my culture, December 24th, Christmas Eve, is actually the day where families come together, where we gather, where we do the gift exchange, where we have our dinner. I remember, dressing up and just being in in community, being in family with cousins, with uncles, with aunts. Beautiful memories of Christmas Eve. That's how we celebrate in Ecuador. I know here it's a little different in the United States, where on December 25th, that's where you have that traditional brunch usually, and the gift exchange. So, however you celebrate, however, whatever tradition you have in your family, I wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas. Up next, we have Jasmine from Making Change joining us with this week's financial wellness segment.
Hi, it's Jasmine Brewer from Making Change, Executive Director, back with you again to talk about more financial tips. So, one of the challenges, whether it's the holiday season or it's any time year round, is credit card debt. And oftentimes, if you notice or if you pay attention, your credit card may offer you an increase in your limit around this time. It's almost like they can tell that you're going to want to spend more money. One of the things that we can do to safeguard ourselves is being attentive to our own spending habits, but also knowing what our financial capacity is. How much can I afford to pay back? If I borrow $100 this week, can I pay back $150 next week? All depending on the interest rate. So one of the things that we can look at is knowing and understanding how much is your credit card limit. Remember, one of the keys to have a safe credit card standing is that you don't spend more than 30% than what's on that card. So if you've got a $900 credit card balance, past $300, you're starting to move into that fair range, that orange range that credit companies look at. So think about how much is available on my credit card limit, how much can I afford to spend, and how much can I afford to pay back. And those three things will help keep you in that safe space. Be very careful around the holidays when credit card companies may offer you more so that you can spend more. It's very tempting, I know. I've been there. But be careful of that so that we can move from this holiday season and we can get you to the next holiday season, and hopefully next year you won't have to use credit cards at all. Thanks so much for joining us for this last segment of 2024. We are looking forward to some great things in 2025. We've got a lot of exciting opportunities coming up for workshops. We've got our vision board party that you've already heard about, January 11th. We also have a number of workshops that will be coming up for debt management, credit, rebuilding credit, because that's the thing, as well as how do you save and invest. Thanks. Don't forget, you can check our website at makingchangecenter.org for upcoming events and workshops. Again, my name is Jasmine Brewer. Happy New Year. We hope you're ending the year on a great note, and we look forward to seeing you again next year.
Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Making Change, for this partnership. I look forward to continuing our partnership next year, continuing to bring good information to all of our communities so that we can continue to work on our finances on 2025 and make it the best financial year yet. Up next, we have Santiago Carrera, who brings us his real estate tip.
Carrera here with another tip while you're selling your home: setting the right price. Nobody likes to leave money at the table. Most people think I'm going to put a price high and then I will calm down. Let me tell you, in real estate, that doesn't work. Because even if you cut the price, people might think there is something wrong with that house. And we don't want that. So my suggestion is to price the house correctly. And even I will suggest to price it a little bit under the fair market value. So you can have a lot of people going to your home. And most likely you're going to sell your home for more than the listing price. Price has to be the correct. Don't overprice your home. See you next time with more tips while you're selling your home. And I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a great 2025. Thank you.
Thank you to Santiago Carrera for bringing us tips. And actually, this last show of the year, if you were with me last week, I was sharing more of me. And I said that that's what I wanted to do to close out this year. And I am continuing with that today. I am sharing not just me, but I'm also sharing with you my husband, Santiago Carrera, who just brought you the real estate tip. Um, I decided to just, because the biggest things in my life are my family, my business. And I figured what's better than to close out 2024, the last show of the year, than bringing you more of me, reflecting with you together on what this year has meant for me, and to bring my husband along for that ride. So I want to welcome Santiago Carrera to the stage with me. And thank you, first of all, for taking the time this morning to be part and connect here live with me and Conectados. I really appreciate that.
Hey, Chris, good morning. And always happy to be, next to you and hold your hand. We have been holding hands for the past almost 29 years, 28, 29 years,
Yeah.
and still going. So happy to be here and happy to join you in this end of the year review or revision, and kind of we're going to provide to the people, to the viewers, to the family, to the friends, uh, how was our 2024 and what we're looking on 2025, right? That is the
Yeah,
idea.
exactly. That's the idea. The idea is to
Mhm.
just do a reflection together, because last week, if you were with me, I invited you to do that. I invited you to take the time to retreat, reflect, and release. And today we're going to practice this here live with my husband. We're retreating right now. We are taking the time to be with each other. Uh, and we're going to reflect. We're going to reflect on, on our family. We're going to reflect on our business. We're going to reflect personally as well. Um, and then we're going to decide what are some things that maybe we need to let go, and what are some things that maybe we want to continue to build up on in 2025 with more energy. So that's where I would like to start, Cynthia. I'd like to start with, this year. I shared last week with the viewers that this year has brought many, many, many changes into my life, and I know for us as a family as well. So going back to November, a year ago, my husband, my son, and I um, took a trip. We took a trip. It was unexpected. I had never been to Europe. I had always dreamed, and I continue to dream, to go to Paris. I haven't been to Paris yet, so hopefully that's one of my goals for 2025. But we have a son. We have a son who is dedicated and devoted to soccer. And for many, many years, he has told us that he wants to be a professional soccer player. And an opportunity showed up in 2023, November 2023. And in a matter of 2 weeks, we, right before Thanksgiving, I think it's when we sat and had this conversation, and we looked for tickets. We booked the tickets. We did what we needed to do, and in a matter of 2 weeks, we were in Spain. The three of us, my husband, myself, and my son. Um, we weren't sure what that was going to bring and what that meant. We only knew that it was an opportunity for our son to go and try out in an academy over there. And still thinking about it, I'm like, I have a hard time kind of like telling the story, because this is my baby. This is our baby. This is, my son was 16 at the time. Um, it was a huge, huge, huge deal. Um, I had, I did what I needed to do. When he told me about the opportunity, I went into action mode, and I booked the trip, and I did this, and I took care of everything. And once everything was done, is when I checked in, I guess, with myself, and realized that I wasn't okay. And I went into this emotional breakdown, and I had to look for therapy. I was desperate. I wasn't functioning. I wasn't functioning at the thought of my son going to Spain and maybe staying there. It wasn't guaranteed. We were going for a trial. It wasn't guaranteed. It was a good opportunity. It was a beautiful thing. It wasn't a guarantee. And yet it broke me emotionally, to the point that I needed, medicine. I needed constant support. I was in bed, I think, for like 2 or 3 days. As we were getting ready to go to Europe for the first time, for a life changing experience. Yeah, it was a life changing experience. That's where, and why do I go back to 2023? Because I think that's the precedent for everything that 2024 brought into my life, and what set everything that was going on in 2024 for me. I don't know, Santi, if for you it was at that moment when we were still here at home before we traveled. I know that that's when I personally had to get ready emotionally. I had to let go of many things. You know how I was talking about retreat, reflect, and release. That releasing part was really difficult for me. I remember having this conversation with my therapist and saying, I am crying as if my son was dying. I was like, I don't understand that this is a positive thing. I understand it in my mind that this is a beautiful thing, that this is a good opportunity, that this is something that's positive, that's coming his way. And I'm crying as if he was gone. He was still with me here at home, and I was already in that mindset, and I was already freaking out because of that possibility that he maybe was going to stay over there. And I don't think I will ever forget this words. She said, you are going through a process of, in Spanish is luto. I don't remember, grief. I don't remember the word in English right now. But it's basically, she was, you're basically burying my dreams of that senior year with my son. You're bearing a part of your motherhood. And that was eye-opening to me, because I did not realize that I had to accept that I was giving up some of that was part of the process, and that's what was happening to me, that part of me was dying. It was giving birth to another beautiful part of motherhood. It was giving birth to a whole new chapter. But it was real. I was bearing those feelings in that moment, all those emotions, all those ideas that I already had, and expectations that I already had of the senior year, and the prom, and the this and that, and the senior game, right? With him being soccer, and the last season of soccer, and travel soccer, like all of that stuff that I already was expecting, it was gone. So that's where it started for me. I don't know if it started for you in that
What I
same
can
spot,
tell
but
you
that's
is, what I can tell you is, we have life plan and we have ideas on how it's supposed to be. And yes, I always knew in my inside of my heart. For me, it wasn't that hard because, I left home too, and I left my dad and my mom, and I left to another country. So, in me was, normal. I was expecting that, but yes, I was expecting David, our son, to finish 11th grade, to finish 12th grade, to graduate here, and then leave. But things are, the way that things happen, opportunities, it's not luck. It's not like because he's lucky, it's because he was prepared. And when the opportunity showed, he took it. And, as parents, that's what we did. We helped him to achieve and, his dream. So yeah, life, from a year ago and today is totally different. So David is still, he's still in Spain, following his dream. And the only thing I can tell you is, we have to be like water, and we have to be very open to change. Unexpected things are gonna come. That is a given. There is nothing we can do. But, to be strong mentally and physically, and for anything that comes to us, that is our part that we have to do. and it's not easy to talk. It's not easy to see my son, on video. Is I want him to be here with us. I want him to to enjoy every day with him, but it's not possible. But at least we have phones, we communicate. But it's hard to see him uh, going away. Just can imagine. I did the same thing with my mom and my dad, and I didn't understood the magnitude of my decision when I left my country. I left Ecuador and came to this country, and what it means for them, is like I just left and they stay there. And now, as a father, we see the same thing on my son, but you know, emotional. Yes, I was super emotional. I still miss him, but inside of me, I think I was prepared for him to leave, and I think as a father, that is what we want. As a father, as a mother, we want to prepare the kids to leave. You know, that's my that's our job, I think.
That's right. That's right. That's her job. Good morning. Good morning, Dr. Kendo. Thank you for being with us. And yes, you're right. That is, and I did the same thing. I left, and you just mentioned something. And today it's Migrants Day, right? And I didn't realize that this conversation was going to fall right into that topic. But we talked about why people migrate, and in this case, is following a dream. In this case, is following an opportunity. There's many reasons why people migrate, but the experience, and I think parents here in the States, to a certain level, understand what that is, what it feels like to have your somebody you love go somewhere else, because everybody goes to college, and that experience feels very similar to when somebody migrates. And it's in the same country, and I know it's education, but that separation, and you said something. I remember, when I migrated to the States back in 2001, there wasn't FaceTime. I didn't see my mom. Like, I couldn't see her. We could talk maybe once. She would call me for like 2 minutes, literally, because it was really expensive to make an international call, and she would have to go to a payphone that outside of the house. And she would call me every day, every night, just for 2 minutes, just to make sure that she heard my voice, that I was okay, that just have that little connection. Now I text my son every day. Now we FaceTime. I was just looking at him last night. We were chatting, but it's not the same. It's
You
not the same, but we can be connected, and we can continue to have that. So all that to say, that's what set the new year, this past 2024, for me. That was the big precedent of what this year was going to be. That was the big shake up in my life that had me reflect, right, on what is it that I want 2024 to be. And so I made a big decision at the beginning of the year, another big decision. So we went to Spain. They offered our son a spot. Like my husband said, he's still there. He's coming home for the holidays. So yay, in a few days, he will be home. So I'm really excited for that. And we'll have, a few days of family time together. Um, but that set me into this whole process of, what is it, my purpose, right? Trying to find my purpose. What is it that I want to do with my life? My purpose before, when he was here, was to be available to him, to my daughter, as much as possible. So I held a job for many years that allowed me, a beautiful, wonderful job that helped me grow personally and professionally in so many levels, and I'm always going to be grateful for. It was the perfect spot. It was the perfect place. The most wonderful professional people, supportive people around me to work with, here at Howard Community College. I was there for 10 years, about 10 years, working at the radio station, is what it was when I first started. I know it became a podcast production hub by the time I left. Um, so much gratitude, so much gratitude to HCC. I was a student there first. My first boss was my teacher. She gave me an opportunity to come and work with her. From there, I evolved into, more, and until I became like the program director. So it was a full circle journey for me at Howard Community College, where I went from student to running the radio or podcast station. I learned so much. I met so many people. I had a beautiful team of people that I work with. The best supervisor ever, Karen. If you're listening or watching, thank you for so many years of being, the best supervisor. I consider her a friend, not just a supervisor, somebody that I could really count on, somebody that I knew, somebody when I said I need to take off about a month to go to Spain, advocated for me and was there for me and supported me, because she understood that that was important for me and my family, somebody I cried with when I left, because it wasn't easy. And going back to that reflection of that releasing part, but I knew that it wasn't the right spot for me anymore, that now that my son was gone, I also needed to move on. I also needed to go and do other things. I also needed flexibility to be able to, in a phone call, in a matter of a day, if needed, get on a plane and go overseas to see my son. And I knew that, that I couldn't do that to HEC because HEC needed me to be there fully, and I couldn't offer that to them as well. So you know, it was a really difficult decision for me, and this was back in February, to leave a place that I loved so much and that helped me grow so much, but it was necessary, so that both the station could benefit, but also I could benefit, and I could do what it was that I needed to do to take care of me and my family. So that was, again, January. I went for the first time to Europe. Yay. I left my son in Europe. Not so yay at that time, right? It's a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful thing. And it's a two thumbs up and, all hands up really at this point. But in that moment, it felt like, oh my gosh, can I go through this? This is not the funniest and the happiest moment in my life. And then in February, when I came back, transitioning in my career, leaving HEC, that was also a very, very difficult decision to make. So that was
I
the
guess
first two
that's
months of
I guess
2024
I
for
guess what
me.
we have to tell them is, what is the timeline? No son, you you didn't, you quit your job, and then you open your business,
I
and
did.
you grow your business, and now here I am, December. So so people can understand that, so many things, so many changes that we go through life. And that is on Chris' side. On my side too, I have to go through some other stuff. So during this was, during when this was happening, I was also traveling to Spain for 2 months. As you guys know, I have my company, I have employees, I have people to take care. People keep calling me, Santiago, are you gonna help me? Are you gonna, I want to buy my house, I want to sell my house. So I had to evolve again, and I have to trust. And while I was dealing with my son, while I was dealing with my wife, that she was not, on her best moments during that time when before we leave
He was
to
dealing with,
Spain. And during Spain, the crying and the meltdowns, and you have to be there.
yeah,
Like you have to be there for all good and bad, right? But it was not, it wasn't bad, but it was challenging those times. But at the same time, I have to, I was going through to my emotions myself. I have to be strong. Men were strong. Men, we have to make sure everything is okay. Taking care of the business, taking care of my son, my daughter. Make sure my mom, my dad. My dad lives with me too. Make sure he is okay too. So it's many things that we have to go through. And now that I see Chris, that after she left college, the college, Howard Community College, when she was the director, and she went to open her business, and another challenge, and things also on our side and my side, after being away for 2 months, and dealing with, thankfully I have the best team. I have the greatest people around me. I have Julio, I have Shannon, I have Kim, Jacob, I have Chris, Maria, uh, I have Patty, all these people that are supporting me, that they are behind the scenes, that they help me to do everything that I am able to do, to help is crucial, but also for me adapting and for them to adapting, not being here for 2 months, is also challenging. What I'm trying to tell you is we don't know what's happening. We don't know what's coming to your way uh, as far as, you know, on the personal level, on the business, or anything that you're doing. But the only thing I can tell you is, you know, we always make sure, put God first in everything that you do. And that's what we do with Chris. We put God everything and the first thing on everything. We always uh, consult and we talk to God, hey, what we should do. And make sure you surround yourself with great people, good people. And, you know, and that is going to help you to make the best decisions and, you know, and make life uh, more easier to live. Things are coming our way every day. Everything is changing. Everything is moving. And personally, also I want to say, when I went to Spain for 2 months, one thing that I really enjoyed was the delicious food. And I was eating
Mm,
paella. I was eating paella every single day and every single place that we went, every single city that we went in Spain.
the
But let me
bread
tell
was
you,
delicious.
oh, delicious, delicious, delicious. I had paella every day, for lunch and dinner, and many other dishes.
The risottos.
Spain is a beautiful country. I will suggest you guys to go. But also, when you make a decision, there is a consequence. I gained a good, probably 10, 20 pounds, I will say, that, adding to, it's not easy. Decisions, you enjoy, but also you have to pay the price sometimes. And I got a little overweight, and actually, over the past 8 months, I've been battling and dealing with those extra pounds. But I think now in December, I'm winning. I think, I'm back where I was. I'm back, health wise, and, you know, I feel good. I feel better. I make that decision, and I said, I have to lose weight. I have to, not because I want to feel good myself. I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't feeling very heavy. So I had to say, hey, you know what? I have to make a decision. It's not easy, because as you guys know, in my profession, I'm always outside and I'm always, eating in different restaurants. And it's very easy for me to go and eat anything with what I used to do. But eating healthy and eating what is good for me, actually, you know, instead of seeing this beautiful and delicious pasta and rice and all these things, those paellas that also that we have them here in the States. To say no to that, it has a lot of character. You have to be very strong to say no, and but
Yeah,
you will see the results.
that's right. That's right.
Yes, I don't know about you, Chris. What happened with you?
So yes, I also gained weight, and I cannot say that I was paying attention to what I was eating. I was, when we are emotional and we're going dealing with our emotions, I don't think that we are necessarily thinking about what we're eating. I actually think that we overeat
Yeah.
as comfort. So although I did have some days where I didn't eat, remember that? I had some days where I couldn't eat because I
Yeah.
was emotionally so drained and so in such a low place that I couldn't eat. I think one of the first things that I tried was in Spain was un cocido, was it called cocido? And I only had like the soup because I could not keep anything down. But anyways, but and then my emotions got better and my feelings got better, and but I was still nervous, and so I was most certainly overeating. So the first 2 months of the year were, as you can see, transformative in many ways. They really brought to our family, to our household, a very different energy and a very different setup. Even, physically, we went from a family of six to a family of five. With our son being away. Um, but 2024 also brought us one of the most beautiful moments in our life. So my husband and I have been together for many, many, many years. We met back in Ecuador. I was still in high school when we met and we started going out.
28 years
And
ago. 28, 29 years ago.
a long time ago. And we had been married for, this past June 2nd, was 20 years. And for the longest time, I remember telling my husband that and so we got married in court, but we had not getting married in church. So for the longest time, I remember asking my husband, and telling him that I wanted us to get married in church, to have that blessing, to do that sacrament. It was very, very, very important to me, and for one reason or another, it never happened. We had not done it. I know a couple of times we looked at doing it in Ecuador and we started looking for information, but it just, I guess, I don't know. I can't explain it. Um, but it just never happened. And then as we were coming into our 20th anniversary, this 2024, my husband asked me to marry him. Like in church, he wanted us to have that blessing. And so June 2nd, 2024, and I'm going to try to share my screen here, see if I can share a picture with you guys. Let's see.
I was
Let's see.
emotional. That's what I did it. I was fully emotional. I love it. I left my son in Spain, so
I don't like you.
no, I did it because it was needed and very much needed, and I felt in my heart that was the right moment, the right time to do it. So you know, it's so important for a couple to you know, for those who are Catholic or believe in God, to have the blessing, and that's what we did. I had a blessing. We had a blessing, and the most important thing about our when we did our we had married is we had the people that we love. We had the family. We have our son, daughter, and the family, the close family, and the close friends who have been always been with us, and we celebrate with them. We enjoy that day, until this moment. People remembers that the wedding and the reception, and there is talks and there is a lot of laugh, a lot of enjoyment. So it's a great thing, that as a couple we did on June, and let me tell you, the best decision. This is the best thing that we ever did, and I'm so happy that finally we were able to do it, and we had so much fun. And most important is our hearts. I feel more closure. We feel closure, and we feel so great after taking this big step. We did it at home. The reception was at home, and it was fun. It was fun. Like I said, to see a lot of our family that came from Ecuador. We had family from all over the states too that came over, and their friends, and the reception, the laughs that we had. It was worth it. And
It was a very special time for sure. I think I have the picture now ready. Yes, I have.
Yes, it was a very special day for everyone. So yes, that's me. That's yeah,
So
that is my daughter and my son there. So
yes, so this is our family right here. 20 years in the making, 20 years, for this day to come. And it was beautiful. And I know we've had this conversation, like the two of us. I know I've shared with you that I don't know that it needed to be that big. And I guess, but at the same time, like for me, it was that blessing. For me, it was the sacrament. For me, it was, that moment at church. That was the most important part. Um, the reception was beautiful as well. But what was important was to be with the family. What was important was to be surrounded by the love and the laughter that you were talking about. It was a beautiful time. So I guess the message that I'm trying, and the reason why I'm reflecting upon this is because I know that many times, and I think part of our process as well in this 20 years was that we were worried about how are we going to entertain and what kind of party are we going to do and how much is it going to cost. And so I think that that was part of, at some point, the reasons why we didn't do it sooner, we didn't do it earlier, because we allowed those external factors to weigh in and slow us down in making that decision. um, so if you are listening, if you're watching and this is important to you, the reception is beautiful, and I'm not going to say that it's not, but it's not the most important thing. You can make it very simple. We tried to make it as simple as possible. That's why we wanted it to be here at home. We felt that there was no better place than our house to bring all of that energy and bring all of our family and friends into and celebrate our love in the place where we're, building our life. Um, so just know. All right, somebody's saying, why didn't I get invited? Giovanni Hernandez saying, why I didn't get invited.
Giovanni, you went to Florida. You left me for Florida, so that's why you didn't get invited.
So it's don't let the external factors stop you. Don't let those things stop you from making the decisions. Don't let the outside factors, right? So again, retreat, reflect, and let go. If you in your mind think that you have to have all of these things already in place in order to do something, I invite you to maybe just concentrate on your reason, on your purpose, on the why do you want to do it, and leave that other stuff outside. Leave that other stuff that's not important, that it's fancy, that looks good, that yes, it feels good, but it's really not necessary. It took us 20 years to get to this point, and I think it was more than that. I know, and I know. I don't think I know it was more than that. It was more than just, the being able to host and this and that and the other. But if you're ready to do something and the outside is not ready, just go for it. Just do it. Take that first step. Everything else is going to fall into place. Somehow, our basement, which had not been done for the longest time, and we needed to have space ready for people to be here in 2 weeks, it got done in 2 weeks. There's a saying out there that if you give yourself a month to do something, it's gonna take you a month to do something. If you give yourself 1 week to do that same something, it's gonna take you a week. If you give yourself 2 days, it's gonna take you those 2 days. We set the times. We decide. It's not that something takes that long. It's that if we have that period of time, if we put it like that, clear like that, and we don't let anything move us from that goal, we are going to get it done. It's going to get done. It's a matter of fact. I have to get ready in 5 minutes. I'm ready in 5 minutes. Maybe I don't do all of the things that I do on a regular basis, but I'm ready in 5 minutes. if I have an hour to get ready, even though I am able to get ready in 5 minutes, it's going to take me that 1 hour to get ready. So, what I'm trying to tell you is decide what's important to you, how long you're going to give yourself to do it, and do it. How quickly do you want to get there? Set that up for yourself and do it.
Sometimes we think too much. We think, everything has to be perfect, and this happens in personal life, and this happens on, any aspects of your life that we just think, and we analyze everything, and we paralyze. So, it's good to analyze, it's good to plan, but, action is very important, and uh, don't let because you don't have everything, don't let that stop you for doing what you have to do. Just keep going, do it, with what you have. Don't wait until you have everything, because if you waited to have everything, we wouldn't be married, actually. So, uh, just, the message that we have for you guys is, just, as long as you're not damaging or doing anything wrong with nobody, keep doing it. What is the worst thing that could happen? It's not perfect, but you did it. You have in your mind that you did it, and you have in your mind that, you are not, you don't have in your mind the forever, if I could do it, the regret of not doing it. you know just, learn and put some action on everything that you're doing. Action is important. So don't don't stay there. Don't uh, stop yourself to achieving a goal or achieving what you are trying to do, because you don't have everything next to you. So
Mhm. The other thing that so that was the summer. The summer, it was the fastest summer, I think, in my life. I mean, it was June 2nd. We had people with us since May all the way through September. All the way through September, we had family, different family members came and went for different periods of time. So we did. We had all of this. We had just all of this uh, busy, busy, busy summer. And after summer was over, my son was here. He stayed with us for a little bit, and then he went back. And I think when he went back is we um when we sat down with my husband and we said, I think we did a little too much. I think we put ourselves too many um responsibilities. Maybe I think we filled our calendar a little too much, that we were not able to really be with each other. Santi, I don't know if but like, it just felt like it was so busy, so busy, that when it was starting to slow down, we looked at each other and we were like, is that what we really wanted to make out of the summer? Did we do what we wanted to do? Were we with the people that we wanted to be? And we were having those conversations, and we were continuing to be very busy with responsibilities, all types of responsibilities, all types of events and gatherings and this and that and the other, and meetings, and that's been my, how I've come into fall and the start of winter, is really reflecting upon priorities. And this is how I am going into 2025, right? So, huge change at the beginning of the year. Decisions were made, let go of some things, for to be able to grab other better. Um, Summer came with a beautiful, beautiful, one of the most wonderful times of my life, one of the most amazing things that has happened in my life, which is my wedding. And then we got busy. Busy, 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 busy. We didn't have the time to really, as you just said, sit down and plan and talk and, guide, really make sure that our north was set, that we knew where we were going after those two big things happened in our lives. So fall and winter, I have been sitting in that space quite a bit, just reflecting, just, really trying to measure, okay, is this taking me closer to my goals, or is this simply distracting me and taking energy and time away from my goals? Right? There's a lot that we are trying to build. I am trying to build a new business. That's new for me. I am a new business owner. I've been married to a business owner, and I know what that life is like just by living with someone who has for over 15 years um, worked for himself, right? So I know what the life is like. I'm experiencing it for the first time on my own skin. I'm doing it for the first time as myself. So as I've been going through the motions of fall and winter, settling after all of that busyness and all of those transitions at the beginning of the year and getting ready for this new 2025, I've been really, like every year I ask my family, I gather my family together, and I gather either a piece of paper or something, and I ask them to put there what their goals are for the years and what they want to do. And vision boards, if you have seen them or you've done them before, where we paint, where we put pictures and goals and ideas of what it is that we want to do. And mine has usually been really um busy with many, many multiple goals and multiple things. And that's fine. And that has worked for me for many years. I have to say that this year, I have been doing something different. I've actually been taking away things from there, not because they're not important to me, but because they're not my priority at this time. So as I'm finishing up 2024 and going into 2025. That's where I am in my space right now. I am trying to figure out what my priorities really are, so that I can give them my full energy, attention, talents, treasure, as they say, so that I can be that best version of that person in that moment, in that space, so that it brings good things for that space and for myself as well. And so that it allows me to also connect with myself. Santi, you spoke about, not taking care of ourselves and getting lost in the busyness of life. I've done that. I used to exercise daily years ago. Now getting back to exercise is like the hardest thing. I always have something else to do. And it's not because I should say, I always find something else to do, right? Because I'm used to putting myself last. I've gotten used to putting myself second instead of putting myself first. So that's where I am, and that's how I'm finishing 2024, and that's how I am going into 2025. How about you, son?
Okay. Um, yes, I agree with you. In life, we have the idea that we have to be successful, that we have to do all these achievements, money, know all these people to be able to help, even sometimes to help others, and we want to take on every single thing. And yes, and I think over the years, I have understand and understood. Yes, it's important. Work is important. The commitment, very important for me is the commitment. I chose to be what I am right now, business owners. I have a company, and the commitment that I had is huge. For myself and for the people who trust in me. And but I always have put the outside. I haven't put the priorities, and one of the things I haven't done is to put myself as a priority. To make sure I eat well, to make sure I exercise, and actually I haven't put my priority as my home, my wife, my kids. It's always outside. It's always you know what is the next goal to achieve? What is the next line to cross? Or what is the next the prize to get? But life is very simple. Like I said, it's very important to do all things, but make sure you have time for yourself. Make sure you have your priorities. And one of the things that I am doing a priority is myself. First myself. That's why right now I am losing weight. I want to make sure I feel good. Because if I'm feeling good, if I am 100% good on the inside and the outside, guess what happened? My wife's gonna be okay, my kids are gonna be okay, my house is gonna be okay, my business is gonna be okay. The people around me, my friends, my colleagues are gonna be okay. They're gonna receive the 100% the best version of myself. But if I overdo and I do things and I get myself involved, which I did, I have done, and I, learned the hard way that I cannot help everybody, and I have to make decisions to let some things go. Not because they are not important, it's because I can't. It's impossible to, to be committed to all those things. To make sure, if you commit to something, make sure you have the time for yourself first and to the commitment that you're getting. So I guess I overdid it and we overdid it. We over committed to stuff. And I guess right now we are realizing that, hey, we have to slow down. We have to put it some stuff on the side and we have to, reconnect, reconnect with my soul, reconnect with my wife, reconnect with my kids, reconnect with with the people who are close to me because on that quick think, move, you have no time to even ask. Sometimes we don't even ask, how are you doing? Is everything okay with you? Or nobody has the time to ask us, hey, maybe, I'm having a rough day, but nobody asked me, hey, how are you doing? And,
You know,
we get that.
yep. No, no, I was looking here for the because what you were talking about, being there for each other. So as we started a conversation, I said that we went to a retreat last night at St. John's, and it was beautiful. St. John's Catholic Church, and it was beautiful. And the message last night was about hope, and the definition of hope, as it was given to us, as it was explained to us last night, is that it's made out of three components. Number one is that we have hope because we know that there's future. We have hope because we know that there is help, and we have hope because we know that we are not alone. What you just said right there, as reconnecting with others, that's a way in which we can spread hope to everybody around us. That's something that we can do, so simple, so easy, to just be there for each other. We don't have to fix things for one another. We don't have to make solutions. Um, we just have to be there for each other, listening to each other, sharing space. The holiday season is a beautiful season, and I love it. The new year brings opportunities, but for some people, this is a hard time. Some people are struggling. And how can you help them feel the joy of the season? Is simply by being there for them,
Mhm.
sitting next to them, laying next to them, spending time with them. If they want to talk, talking. If they want to walk, walking. Just being present, right? We give presents, we give gifts. The gift of being present, to be there for each other, is the best gift that we can give each other this season. So, to wrap our conversation up, as we approach this 1 hour mark, what are you looking forward to in 2025? I know that we are closing out the year, um, getting ready to close out the year here in the next couple of weeks. What are you most excited about 2025, or how are you going into 2025?
But I'm excited. I really want to, first to connect to myself. That is the one thing that I want to make sure I enjoy every moment and every second of the day, every day on the 2025. Uh, I want to be mentally strong and physically strong. I want to be happy. I want to have happiness, and happiness is, whatever comes, I'm ready. Um, as a father, I want to have closure with my kids. As a husband, I want to have closure with my wife. As a business owner, I want to have a closure with the people that work with me. Uh, I want to make this more than just a business. It's not. It's more than a business for me. For me, the people that work with me, they are, I treat them like family, and they are a very big part. They are my arms and my legs on everything that I do. And I want to have closure, and I know we go through stuff, but I want to make sure that if someone needs my help, my hand, I'm gonna be there as much as I can, as much as I could. As a business, I wanna grow. Of course, we wanna grow, but and more important is I want to see people happy. Happy. With what I do. God gave me a gift, and the gift is to be able to help others, and I want to use that gift, and I want to use that abilities that I have to make as many people possible happy on their lives through what I do, through my talking, through my presence, through my you know words. Many challenges are coming this year. Many changes are coming. Many good things. We have many good things coming as a business, and also I wanna get fit. I wanna, on a personal level, personally, I wanna get fit. I wanna have some muscle too. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'm gonna have the, the discipline to do that. Because I love to eat. Is really I love to, but exercise more, and that's it. That's what I'm looking for. To enjoy every day, to be happy, and to help others. That is what I want.
I share those same goals for 2025 with you, to be happy, to enjoy the year, to travel. I do want to travel, so I got to make space on your list for that, for traveling in 2025. Um, and I want to continue to grow my business, to help my community, to connect with others. I love connecting with others. I want to continue growing this platform that I am creating, and bringing good voices, good stories to our community. I want to do what I can, and to connect us. That's the name of my show, Conectados, to connect us, to bring us together. Um, there's a lot of there's a lot of division. There's a lot of war out there. There's a lot of conflict out there. I wanna I want to be an agent of change. I want to be somebody who actually supports the opposite, somebody who brings peace, somebody who brings love, somebody who brings unity. Because it really, if we really look at each other, we are so much more alike than we are different. There's so much more that we share than what separates us. And if we can just find that, and if we can just use, like I said, my platform to hopefully bring that and bring that message, I hope I can impact. I hope I can make a difference. And I hope that I can bring us together as a community. So thank you so much, Santi, for sharing this space this morning, this time with me. I really, really, really appreciate you making the time to come live with me, and to open your heart in the way that you did. I know that this is not something that we do very often. We don't necessarily get vulnerable, and today we did it here together. So I thank you so much for allowing me to tell our story, and for you to share it with me. So thank you.
No, thank you, Chris, and thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for bring the communities, the people around us and the world around the world together. We have so much in common, like you said, and we just want to find what it is. And we will be happier once we do that, once we share and once we know that we have more in common than not in common. So
That's right.
thank you and gracias. Thank you and gracias a todos. Muchas gracias. And
Thank you.
happy Merry Christmas and happy 2025 to every single one of you and your family.
Yes, yes, yes. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas and a beautiful 2025. Santi and I will be back in Spanish on Friday at 9 a.m. So if you wanna accompany us in our language on Friday at 9 a.m., please join us here on Facebook again and
Hablo
share this
español.
and share this information. If this has been helpful to you, if you have enjoyed our conversation, please let us know. If there's anything that you would like me to start bringing and thinking about bringing topics and guests for 2025, please reach out to me, Cris Oviedo at no, info at crisoviedo.com. So just reach out to me. There's nothing I want more than to give our community the resources, the information, the topics that you want to listen to. So thank you so much. Have a beautiful Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, and we will be back on Friday. Happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all. See you in English in 2025. Take care.